Hi, I'm Amartya and today I'm going to be talking to you about what is 5G. So 5G is the fifth generation cellular network technology. So before understanding what 5G is, we need to understand about its history. 1G. This is the first generation of cellular network technology and this really started the era of telecommunication. This 1G technology was released in the 1980s and the only function that it had is you could do a basic voice communication or just calling people. So that was 1G. 2G. So this is the second generation and over here this allowed extra features like sending messages, text messages, and also had early access to the into the internet. So that was 2G. And now we come to 3G. 3G, one big advantage over here is that you had faster internet speeds. That means you can access the internet with ease, and also you had video calls, which was really what made it really amazing and popular. And you could also stream videos pretty easily. So that is 3G. 4G, the current era in which we're living in right now. So internet speeds got way faster, and you could do HD video calling and HD video streaming as well. Now you might be thinking, okay, I'm perfectly fine with 4G. Why would I need 5G? So just take this as an example. Driverless car. So currently the driverless cars that we have today have many cameras uh, on the car. So they see like what is around me and should I stop if there's a to check whether something's in front of me and something like that. So in the future when there will be more driverless cars, there has to be a different method, and that is the two cars will communicate to each other. Now let me give you an example. There's two cars, car A and car B, and car A is in front, and there's a red light. So it detects that red light and says, car A tells to car B that, hey, there's a red light in front, so I'm going to stop now, so be ready to stop. So this data should transfer so quickly that car B should instantly get that message and get ready to apply the brakes. Now suppose there is even like a couple of seconds of delay, then what will happen? There'll be an accident, and like this, driverless cars will become even less safe than driver cars with drivers. So to wrap it all up, let me tell you the advantages of 5G. So suppose you want to download a 2-hour movie on your laptop. With 3G, it will take 26 hours to download that movie. And on 4G, it will take 6 minutes. Okay. On 5G, it will take 3.6 seconds. Oh, that's so fast to download a 2-hour movie. So in one statement, that is, has faster speeds. 5G has faster speeds. Now it has faster time as well. Let me explain. So currently, suppose when you do an action, like in the previous example, from sending data from car A to car B, suppose it's on 4G, then it would take 0.45 milliseconds to transfer that data. But on 5G, it will take 1 millisecond. And that faster response time is really critical in the example of self-driving cars. So in one statement, 5G has faster response time. Now let me explain about what is 5G. 5G and all the other generations of cellular technology work on the same base technology, which is electromagnetic waves. So to understand these waves better, we need to refer to the electromagnetic spectrum, the picture on the left. So over here, we have two main measurements, that is the wavelength and the frequency. The wavelength is measured in meters and the frequency is measured in hertz. So the wavelength is the length of the wave, like how big the wave is, and the frequency explains about how many waves can occur in 1 second. So that's what they are. And on the left most, you can see we have radio waves. On the rightmost side we have gamma rays. So let's explore these two types of waves. they have like the wavelength of radio waves is 1000 1 kilometer, 10 to the power of 3 meters, and the frequency is 10 to the power of 4 hertz. On the other hand, for gamma rays, the wavelength is 10 to the power of minus 12 meters, which is so small, and the frequency is 10 to the power of 20 hertz, which is so high. And what you can see over here is the radio waves actually can travel really, pretty far distances. So, uh, so from this we can say that waves with high wavelengths can travel more distance. But the catch here is when it travels for more distance, the quality of the wave will decrease. So what I'm trying to say is the quality from radio waves isn't as good as something which is more towards the right. So on the left we have the highest amount of wavelength. So higher wavelength and lower frequency means that it can travel more distance, but the quality of that thing will decrease. And let's go on the right side. As you can see, the wavelength is really small, but the frequency is really large. That means you can travel for less distance, but the quality of the material which travels is really high. So when you go on to the picture on the right, we can see that the cell phones is in this region, and 5G is a little bit more towards the right. So as it's more towards the right, that means it has its range decreases, and but its quality increases. That's why we have faster speeds. So now you might be thinking, okay, it's pretty good. Why don't we have 5G all over the world right now? If they already invented it like a couple of years ago, then why don't we have it? So let's understand the disadvantages of 5G. So there are two major disadvantages. They are the first one, it is very expensive to set up all these 5G nodes. Now you might be thinking, why is this so? We've made 3G and 4G and there was a really quick shift between them. Why can't we have the same between 4G and 5G? See, the thing here is that between 3G and 4G, it was really easier as they had really low amount of shift in the frequencies. But from 4G to 5G, it's a bigger amount. So we need to set up new types of antennas, which it's going to take a lot of money to set up. So that's one of the problem, that is really expensive. And another problem is it has a shorter range. If you as I explained in the previous slide, that 5G comes at a higher frequency, which means it has better quality, but its range is removed. That means it has a shorter range. So that's one another problem with 5G. To make a good 5G, but have a long range. So the fastest 5G that we have now won't even come for your entire house. Like it can't travel through many obstacles such as trees or buildings. So suppose you have an antenna outside your house, so you might not even be able to get a good signal inside your house. So that's one big problem of that. Conclusion. You know, 5G is just the next evolution of cellular network technology. It is coming. It will, as it has really high advantages. It's going to come, but it's going to take a lot of time for setting up that infrastructure. And eventually, all devices will be connected to that. And the thing is, if we want to proceed into the future with from colonizing Mars to getting a better gaming experience, we need 5G. So this is for going to the next steps into the future. We need 5G. Thank you.